Oh, my goodness. Michael, how are you doing? I got to ask, what was your reaction when you first heard about Harden going to the Nets?
Well, good to be here. Thanks for having me, you guys. I hope everybody is good. My reaction was relief. I think things were getting ugly in Houston. I felt like the fans, the team, and the NBA, just community at large deserves better. I am a big James Harden fan on the court. Sometimes I feel like, he could disappear. He could get bigger. He's the only guy who I think could disappear and also get bigger as he did at the beginning of this season. It used to be fear the beard. He came into this season, fear the burger. But I was relieved. I'm excited for Brooklyn. I'm excited for Brooklyn basketball. I'm excited for New York City. My reaction, I'm not surprised that the New York Knicks are never in the discussion for free agents or big trades. They're not a good team. They don't have a guy. None of their draft picks are guys. If you look at every team that's substantial, every team that's relevant in the league, they either have 1, 2, or sometimes 3 guys, whether it's the Lakers or Milwaukee or Philadelphia, Boston, the Clippers, even Denver. Every team has a guy, Donovan Mitchell. Every team has a guy. The Knicks, on their best day, we have maybe a 3rd guy or a 4th guy. The fact that Julius Randle, who I like, who should not be wearing number 30 in Madison Square Garden because that's Bernard King's number, is our best player, is disappointing. I do not think the Knicks are going to be relevant or in the discussion for trades until they create a lifestyle where you can really be a New Yorker. Right now, those guys live in the suburbs up there with the soccer moms in Ryan, New York. No disrespect to the soccer moms or the suburbs, but if you're a young athlete in your 20s, you want to come to New York and have the New York lifestyle, you get that in Brooklyn. And that is very important. And I think that's why Brooklyn has become way more sexy and way more alluring, aside from the fact that the team and the culture and Steve Nash and, of course, Kevin Durant and another person who could disappear, Kyrie Irving, are there. So right now, this is a team with super duper firepower in Brooklyn. Brooklyn basketball is where no blood, no foul was created. This is not a no blood, no foul. This is 150 points in 7 seconds or less. Nash, Dan Antonio, Stoudemire. It's a supersonic offensive team. How ironic. The shot, to the Seattle Supersonics where Katie was drafted. It's the 3 mustached Musketeers. And, I think they're going to be a little bit better defensively eventually. But I will say this, as far as winning the title, we need to see if these 3 guys are going to play together, because right now, Kyrie Irving, we don't know what he's going to do. We don't know when he's going to do what he does. But we do know that Kevin Durant is healthy, knock on wood. We do know that he loves playing basketball. We do know that he looks like Kevin Durant. And I don't think James Harden, will be as hefty. He needs to stay away from all the Jamaican food on Flatbush Avenue. And even if it's James Harden and Kevin Durant, let's say Kyrie Irving doesn't come back, and he is going to come back. But even if it's James Harden and Kevin Durant with all the guys they have, they are going to be a super duper major issue in the East. And if the 3 of them come together, they're going to be a problem. I don't know who the leader of the team is. I think by default, Kevin Durant is the leader of the team. I think no other player in the NBA is happier about the fact that you don't have microphones in your face after the game. He does not have a great personality. He is thin-skinned, and he's very thin, but he's just a gorgeous basketball player. I mean, he's ridiculous, and I'm so glad he's healthy. So it's exciting for Brooklyn. It's exciting for Brooklyn basketball. And Brooklyn is only 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away, train ride from Manhattan. So people that aren't New Yorkers, it's collective. And me personally, as much as I am disappointed with the Knicks, I'm happy for the city of New York and for basketball fans on the East Coast.
I just got one question. I'm going to turn it over to Skip.
What's your question, sir?
Would you want James Harden or Kyrie on the Knicks? And would you trust either one of those guys if they were on the Knicks?
By themselves?
Yes.
No. I mean, I would trust James Harden if he was on the Knicks. by himself. But you know what, Shannon? Well, that's like asking me would I like to take a trip to Mars. It's theoretical. He ain't coming to the Knicks. He signed with Brooklyn. I don't know why you're bringing that up. I told you. Listen, I'm a Knicks fan. My heart pumps blue and orange, and it always will. But I've never been one of these church and state guys. I'm a New York Giants fan. Shout out to Doug Peterson, by the way. But I've never wanted to see the Jets not do well. I'm a Yankee fan. I never want to see the Mets not do well. I love the New Jersey Nets when it was Kenny Anderson. I loved it when it was Kenyon Martin, all the way back to the great Dr. J in Long Island. I'm excited for Brooklyn. I'm excited for Brooklyn basketball and New York City. The question is, let's assume that there's no fans the rest of this season. That's the way it's looking. Will it last long enough for when the fans come back, hopefully this year in the beginning of the next season? Will the fans get to see all three of these players packed in Barclays Arena again? Because with Kyrie Irving, anything could happen. We know James Harden loves to play ball. We know Kevin Durant loves to play ball. Kyrie Irving, I don't know what he's into.
So, Michael, the reports were that Kevin Durant wanted to sign with your Knicks, and yet he let Kyrie talk him out of that and go to Brooklyn with Kyrie. But I thought it was just a done deal. It was an obvious move for the two of them to try to put your team, the Knicks, back on the national map in what is still called the Mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden. It seemed made to order for those two, and yet they went to Brooklyn. How do you explain that?
You know what, Skip? The meme was also Zion Williamson. Remember that meme that was going around? The three of them: Kevin, Kyrie, Zion.
Yep.
I don't blame. I was mad. I came on this show. I insulted Kevin Durant because he said New York isn't cool. And then I apologized. I'm man enough to apologize. I apologized to Kristaps Porzingis for leaving New York. Now they started again with the new regime and Thibodeau and the front office people. But I am telling you, and I am telling New York, and I am telling the Knicks, you need to let these people, these young players, live in New York City. That is going to be a factor. It sounds like it has nothing to do with basketball. I am telling you, no one wants to live in the suburbs and have to travel an hour and 40 minutes to and from the game. Obviously, traffic is different now, but I am telling you, that is a big factor, along with the fact that, like Kevin Durant said, and I chastised him on this show, the New York Knicks are not sexy. None of these 20-something-year-old guys grew up with Knicks being sexy. So as much as it hurts me, as much as and you said it's still the Mecca of basketball, it is the Mecca of basketball. The Garden will always be the Mecca of basketball. It's the only arena with all its history intact.
Right.
I understand why these players are going to Brooklyn. It's a funner place to live. It's a funner lifestyle to live. And now, as far as basketball, you got three of the greatest basketball players in the game right now playing on the court. And it's a great lifestyle. And you got Steve Nash, and you got Dan Antonio, you got Stoudemire, and you got 7 seconds or less. So I understand why these guys are not playing in Manhattan and they choose to go to the Brooklyn Nets. You could ride your bicycle. You could walk to the games. That's dope. That's fun. That's ideal. No one wants to get in a car for an hour and a half after a game or before a game to get to the world's most famous arena.
Mike, you said something very interesting. You said the Knicks aren't sexy because when the Knicks were really good, that wasn't a pretty style of basketball that they were watching. The Lakers Showtime kept getting up and down the court, fast break basketball, layup, dunk, Magic Johnson with a no look. You know, playing football, winning a ball game 65-62 was not sexy. And as you mentioned, when you look at the Knicks, it's going to take somebody's going to have to, like some superstar is going to say, I'm going to be the man that's going to change the culture. Because right now, and as you said, that's the only arena that has not changed. The old Boston Garden is not the Boston Garden. The Lakers don't play in the Fabulous Forum anymore. The Chicago, the stadium, so everything, only Madison Square Garden is the Madison Square Garden as it used to be. It's kind of like old Boston, the Red Sox, where they play, Fenway Park. It's still his historic skip because it's been there. The Yankees have moved. Most everybody has got these up-to-date state of
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field. Yeah. But you're right, Mike. The Boston Garden. The Madison Square Garden is the Mecca. But you're going to have to get one superstar. One guy's going to say, you know what? I'm going to break the tradition. And a lot of people thought it was going to be KD. But when KD shun you, it's going to be a while before someone else. Giannis has re-upped for another 5+ years. AD re-upped. LeBron is re-upped. I don't know who's coming. Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Brandon, all these young guys. So I don't know who you could possibly get unless you hit on somebody in the draft.
And I don't know if these draft picks don't exist. These one-and-done guys, these transcendent players, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant, these ridiculous players, they don't, like you said, I heard you guys, they don't grow on trees, and you can't manufacture them.
No.
So, Michael, real quick, last quick question.
Just
Give us a quick answer to this one. What do you think is going on in Kyrie's head right now?
I think Kyrie Irving, I don't buy this capital attack. You know, maybe I understood that one day. Nancy Pelosi's 80. She went back to work the same day. A lot of these people in Congress are 70 plus. They went back to work the same day and have gone to work. They work till 4 a.m. So that one, I don't know what's going on with him. But I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful to his teammates. It's disrespectful to Steve Nash. It's disrespectful to the borough of Brooklyn. You know, if they're supposed to be best friends, who does that to your friend in the beginning of the season? So I don't buy it. And then when he comes back and you guys start hitting him with the hard questions, he's going to get all sensitive. He says, I just like to show up and do his job. Well, you guys should have a feeding frenzy on him and do your job. Because where you been? What are you doing? Why are you playing basketball? Why did you have your quote-unquote best friend come to a team and then you're disappearing? It's not dope. It's not cool. It's so not New York, and it's certainly not Brooklynish to do that to a friend. It's whack to me.
Michael, it's great to have you. I love your energy. I love your willingness to come on and talk
Laker
about
Nation,
this.
baby.
We appreciate your time. Stay healthy and well, and we'll check in with you very soon.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.